Hello, everyone, and good afternoon, morning, whatever. Welcome to the show where I about to witness my childhood get murdered. Brutally, again! And joining me is, of course, my co-host, Bakugan.
So that's the new ringtone for Discord, huh?
Oh, you just now noticed the spooky thing. Also, this is what I think of Scooby-Doo versus Courage in a nutshell.
Why? 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 Why, oh god fucking why?
Did you really add in a sound clip from Markiplier?
Yes, I did. I have two.
Yeah. Hey,
I
off
have,
topic. Off topic. And fun fact, Markiplier was originally going to be in the FNAF movie, but couldn't because he has the Iron Lung movie to work on.
Yeah, I already knew this, and I seen the FNAF movie. I'm not gonna spoil it because, well, reasons. And that, and it'd be a pain to work on reviews because I have already 2 review plans backed up, and it's a royal pain in the ass to make a script. But anyways, yes, that clip comes up my childhood about to die.
Hey, I watched the FNAF movie on Peacock, and it was pretty good. 10 out of 10.
Oh yeah, it was a good movie. Me and my friend literally went to see it on Saturday in the theater.
They make a sequel.
Oh yeah,
I hope they make it.
Oh yeah, they're going to make a sequel. There's no doubt about that. But
All
yes,
right, then.
yes, that Markiplier clip literally sums up what my childhood is about to go through. Again, no matter who I pick, I lose.
Hey, they choose some of the characters from our childhood, and I'm not even fazed by it.
Like, come on. First Megatron, now Scooby-Doo and Courage. Like,
Hey,
as I said in the react, are you trying to kill my childhood here, Death Battle?
curious question. What would the next time be after that fight?
Honestly, I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I have
I mean, you all are aware that the crossover between Courage and Scooby-Doo exists, right?
Yeah, I am also aware of that. But here's
It's a shame the voice actor from Ariel died.
Well, yeah, it is what it is. But here's the thing. I have both the Versus Wiki up for Scooby-Doo and Courage mainly because I just couldn't figure out what other areas to look, and there was no G1 blog yet, which kind of is disappointing.
Yeah, not to mention there is multiple continuities of Scooby-Doo that exist. There's what's new Scooby-Doo, the kid version of Scooby-Doo,
Regardless of the continuity, they still solve mysteries, but that with the Versus Wiki, they're probably going to be compositing both regardless, from what I understand. Because most of the Scooby-Doo stuff is pretty much similar in every way, aside a few. The only difference is the design change.
I know, but they still follow the same thing that Scooby-Doo does. Get into a mystery, solve it, find out who did it, and then have Velma try to sum up of what happened.
So yeah, pretty much I can't really read summaries for both because we practically already know who these 2 characters are.
You want to know something ironic? I'm starting to think that Be Cool Scooby-Doo is actually more funnier than the Velma show of this year.
I thought the Be Cool Scooby-Doo show was bad, but once I got past the designs, it wasn't as bad as I thought.
I mean, it does have the style that is similar to Family Guy, but at least it's not like this humor similar to Family Guy. You know, characters being jerks to each other, being mean for no reason, and then just being not having a brain cell.
But yeah,
stuff like that.
At least Be Cool Scooby-Doo is still better than fucking Velma.
Yeah.
Like, I could go on all day about how bad that fucking show was.
But we have to focus on the prediction.
Like I said, I would go into detail about Scooby-Doo and Courage, but we practically know how these characters are. But to just briefly, the short summary of it for Scooby-Doo is basically Scooby-Doo, the titular protagonist of the animated franchise of the same name, Great Dane, mystery got the mascot of Mr. Ink and best friend of Shaggy Rogers, who I kind of thought was going to be in Death Battle, judging by the fact that I saw the Scooby-Doo fucking intro thing. And
I like the opening of What's New Scooby-Doo by Simple Plan. It was pretty catchy and pretty cool. And awesome.
And for the basic summary of Courage, well, he's the main protagonist of Courage the Cowardly Dog. And
let me explain. Courage is a pink dog that lives in the middle of nowhere in the state of Nevada or Nebraska. Where do they live again?
In the middle of nowhere. That's where they live.
I know which state.
Oh, Nowhere, Kansas.
Kansas. My bad. Anyways, like I said, he was separated by his original parents when he was a little baby after escaping from a scientist, and then discovered by Muriel, who took him in to take care of him, only to live with her bastard of a husband, Eustace.
Eustace Bag!
Yep. And every day, whenever the three just try to mind their business, any paranormal activity happens in the show, and it's just flat out disturbing. Have you seen that one episode with the slab?
Oh yeah, I've seen it, and I've seen a lot of the dark tunes involving Courage. But yes, as creepy stuff happens to Nowhere, it's up to Courage to save his new home, as the fucking intro implies.
Yeah, they had to go. He had to fight off against some monsters like He had to fend himself against monsters like a talking snowman.
Hell, he even confronted his past and took on a deranged vet, with the help of, ironically, Muriel and Eustace for some odd reason. Because they found out that same vet was the one that sent his parents into fucking space.
Yep. Too bad he got sent to space as well, because all the dogs that he's been launching there finally got their get back at him.
Exactly.
Even Courage's parents.
So yeah.
Well, original parents. Okay, so who do you want to do first, Scooby-Doo or Courage? Because I already got the Death Battle Wiki page up for Courage. Well, the Fanon Wiki.
So yeah, we've already practically summarized their summaries, so we don't really need to read much of those. So, since we practically know who these two are, so Scooby's powers and stats: 9B, Scooby-Doo, origin Scooby-Doo, gender male, age unknown, talking dog, powers and abilities. Superhuman physical characteristics: stealth mastery, vehicular mastery, can fly a plane as seen as... Oh god, Curse of the 13th Ghost. I keep forgetting that's a fucking movie. Because it leads into a shitty sequel, known as the shit sequel of Zombie Island.
Zombie Island?
Yeah, the first Zombie Island was good. The Return to Zombie Island... Return to Zombie Island was utter shit. Because it disgraces the original to begin with.
Zombie Island scared the shit out of me when I was a kid because of the zombies and the monsters as well. You know what's really ironic? The zombies were trying to help the crew.
Yeah, because turns out the cat people in the Zombie Island were actually the evil ones to begin with. But anyways, drove the Mystery Machine in Camp Scare. Now, side note, he's drove the Mystery Machine more than a few times. I could name a few examples. Camp Scare being one of them, another time being in, well, Loch Ness Monster when he was with Shaggy, when they were running from the goddamn Loch Ness Monster.
But of course, just like every episode of Scooby-Doo, every monster has to be a fake. Right?
Though some mysteries, like, they leave them unsolved. Like, for example, Loch Ness Monster. We knew it was a fake, but at the end it showed the real Loch Ness Monster swimming by the ocean as the mystery game was leaving Loch Ness. With Scooby going, Scooby-Dooby-Doo? With the question mark? But yeah, anyways, he's got acrobatics shown multiple times. He also has Toon Force. He and Shaggy are capable of stopping what they're doing and rewinding their own actions. Enhanced senses, being a dog. Scooby has a great sense of smell, body control. Can use his tail as a lockpick, can hide in places he normally couldn't fit into, like inside of a guitar case. Shapeshifting. Partial can morph his body to mimic monsters and people. non-physical interaction, able to see and interact with non-corporeal beings like ghosts. Sword mastery and marksmanship. Yes, the samurai movie. If I remember correctly, Scooby-Doo.
You mean the one movie where every
The samurai sword.
is a cyborg for some reason?
Yes, Scooby-Doo and the Samurai Sword, where he literally ended up becoming a samurai to fight a evil spirit of a cursed samurai called the Black Samurai. And maybe
Isn't that the one movie where the samurai in that movie were cyborgs?
kind of, because at the end when Scooby won that fight, it was the spirit of the original person who wore the black armor of the Black Samurai. So yeah,
Scooby-Doo was weird back then. Are you also not going to talk about the fact that Scooby and Shaggy even met two aliens that disguised themselves as a human and a dog?
oh yeah, there's that too, and they even went into cyberspace. So there's that.
Not to mention forming a relationship with them.
Yeah, shame that it didn't end happily, unfortunately.
Yeah,
But
like most stories, there's never a happy ending.
oh yeah, and apparently Scooby also has fire breath, temporary, and also in the Kiss movie only.
I keep forgetting that they made crossovers with Scooby-Doo.
So yeah, there's crossovers with wrestling. There's even a crossover with the band Kiss. So yeah.
Didn't they make a crossover with Mark Hamill? You know, the voice of the Joker.
Oh yeah, there was also the fucking famous people crossovers with Scooby-Doo movies and Scooby-Doo and Guess Who, which
Don't forget
basically
Blue-
is it has.
Don't forget
Don't forget what?
the Blue Falcon, and maybe Batman and Robin, and also the Addams Family.
I was going to get to that because basically Scooby-Doo movies crossed over with famous characters like the Globetrotters, Addams Family, Batman and Robin, just to name a few. And then it did it again in Scooby-Doo and Guess Who, where they crossed over with famous people again, where they teamed up with not just Batman, but also the Flash, as well as even Bill Nye the freaking Science Guy.
Really?
Yeah, just to name a few crossovers. There's so many things that this dog has done.
What about the Three Stooges? Did they ever cross over with them?
I don't know. I know they teamed up with one of the other mystery-solving cartoons in the past.
Like that one team with the talking vehicle. What was it? What was? Was it Speedy?
It was, yes, Speed Buggy was one of them, but there was another one. It had like a ghost-like looking patriot dude. Mystery
You know that one ghost that looked like he came
solver.
from the pirate era? There were a lot of mystery teams that were kind of weird.
Okay, we had... Okay, of course there was Jabberjaw, but I think that was in Mystery Incorporated.
Oh, Mystery Incorporated. I completely forgot about that show. It made a crossover with more than one detective team, mystery team.
Yeah,
Mystery solver.
and that episode was basically a fever dream where Scooby had to team up with other sidekicks to solve a mystery.
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't Harvey Birdman make a crossover with Hanna-Barbera characters?
Here it is. Scooby-Doo and Guess Who teamed up with... not just Abraham Lincoln, but apparently it also had the Funky Phantom Crew.
The Funky Crew. What is with Hanna-Barbera making them the most weirdest mystery-solving team that ever exists?
It was the 60s, I believe.
Of course it was.
Late 60s, early 70s. Those years were the oddest times for Hanna-Barbera, but yet they entertained children, so there's that.
There was also Johnny Quest, Clue Club, a pup named Scooby-Doo, Captain Caveman, the Teen Angels, Jossie and the Pussycats.
And of course there was the movie Scoob, but I don't know if we're going to be including that, because...
Don't forget Secret Squirrel and SWAT Cats, the Amazing Chan and the Chan Clan,
We
What?
could we could go on all day about how many freaking different mystery solving things that there are, but basically all of them were good back then.
Yeah. Were there any bad ones at all?
Not that I know of. I mean, sure, some of them weren't as popular as a few certain ones. But basically, the few popular ones I know, Scooby-Doo, Josie and the Pussycats, Speed Buggy, just to name a few.
Did
But
they ever make a crossover with Popeye?
shockingly, no, because I think Popeye is owned by a different studio.
Oh, it would have been so cool if they crossovered with Popeye.
If I recall correctly, who owns Popeye? Not the chicken, stupid Google.
Oh yeah, Popeye's chicken. I forgot that
Here we
existed.
go. According to what I'm reading on Google, Popeye's rights are all over the place. Popeye's originally had rights from Paramount, then it was bought out by United Artists in 1958. Through various mergers, the rights are currently controlled by Warner Brothers Discovery.
Huh. Wait, isn't Scooby-Doo owned by Warner Brothers?
Yeah, it's a big confusing lot. So if we ever do get another Popeye thing, Popeye meets Scooby-Doo in the picture, WB, that would make you fuck ton of money.
Yeah, it will.
But anyways, so we got wall level plus for attack potency, and I know it's dumb of me reading versus wiki, but this is the only way I can do it because clearly there was no blog, so that's the only way. So yeah, and this is just basically me summarizing all this shit. Anyways, so he's pretty much can harm a character of similar durability. He's pretty much superhuman. I mean, he runs throughout haunted houses and everything. And the superhuman speed of 13.4 m/s plus, which takes me to a page of how fast a Great Dane can run. Fastest course, of course, is the Greyhound, which can race any other dog. Greyhound is full 50% faster than Great Danes. Okay, how fast is a Great Dane? So I'm guessing pretty fast, maybe? Who knows? I could go on all day about this, but anyways. Let's see here. He's got lifting strength peak human should be comparable to Velma. He's apparently comparable to Velma in lifting strength.
Seriously?
Striking strength wall level. I mean, come on. The dog freaking wrestled, for Christ's sake, in the freaking WWE.
Oh.
He took
You
a
remember?
wall level for durability, took on a fireball which was strong enough to explode a house, superhuman stamina, able to run a long time without getting tired, even right after eating a massive amount of food. So we got standard melee range, standard equipment, Scooby Snacks usually one but sometimes two, optional equipment, Sword of Fate. But here's another thing, at one point the fucking Scooby-Doo, which I don't think they're gonna probably include this, Scooby-Doo wielded the goddamn yellow ring of the Sinestro Corps.
Yellow ring? As in the Yellow Lantern Corps?
Yes! Yellow
Unbelievable.
Lantern Corps, because their fear is so great, they scare themselves. Not just Scooby-Doo, but Shaggy as well.
Wow.
Based on this one comic panel right here.
Oh boy.
Oh, and Nuke just messaged, so probably not so much hard just for the election now. Alright, that's fair. But,
Oh my god.
but yeah,
Is this real?
yes, this was real.
Oh,
Yes.
oh.
Like, the fact that the Yellow Lantern rings, the Sinestro Core was able to be wielded by goddamn Scooby-Doo and freaking Shaggy of all people.
You think Scooby's gonna use it in Death Battle?
Like I said, I highly doubt they're gonna do that. If they do that, maybe. But I highly doubt it. And then the other option, and like I said, the optional equipment being Sword of Fate. If they give him that, I don't. Like I said, this is just us speculating what they're gonna give him. So we don't know what the hell they're gonna give him.
I just hope they don't include the live-action Scooby-Doo.
Hey,
design scroll creeped me out.
Here's what's funny. The first two live-action Scooby-Doos I actually liked. Then you had Mystery Begins and then Curse of the Lake Monster, or whatever the fuck it was. And those were utter shit. But yeah, weaknesses. He's a coward and suffers from large appetite. That was...
I don't. Go on.
And the intelligence, average, capable of human speech, can feel emotions just like humans and act like one of them, even though he is a dog. Oh my god, this is gonna get ridiculous, but how much do I want to bet that it's... And judging by the Versus Wiki, since I know you're gonna be reading Courage, also has Student Force, so... Like, remember why I said that this is literally going to be a battle where I don't win, no matter who I pick.
All right, let me see what. Let me list down some basics for him. His name, courage, gender, male. He's a pink beagle for some reason. Lives in nowhere. Like we said, was separated by his original parents by an insane veterinarian as an infant. He's highly protective of Muriel and will do whatever it takes to save her when she's in danger. He also likes dumplings, playing with toys, especially yo-yos and chew toys, Muriel's cooking, reading, bones, digging, resting in Muriel's lap, making shadow puppets, and warm blankets. His abilities is really, really listed. Like, he has regeneration. He has been exploded to nothingness, poof to a dust cloud, burnt to ashes, melted to a puddle, torn in half, ripped to shreds, blown up, turned inside out, deflated, reduced to a skeleton, decapitated, flattened, dismembered, mutilated, and only appeared to be fine in an instant. He has an extreme pain tolerance, as to lapping off pain from the most grievous of injuries, such as Mecha Courage's pummeling, which he's shown no signs of giving from, so much so that Mecha Courage ended up breaking down. Relaxed himself while getting devoured alive by a tiger. When he was a baby, he shrugged off his tongue being ripped off. He has an incredible stamina. He once sat still for an entire night without leaving his chair, and until the next morning, where he didn't seem tired at all. During his fight with Mecha Courage, he still had enough energy to wear Mecha out and stand up fine. Has tanked other curb stomp fights that have also had him beaten with every inch of his life, like a dodgeball game against his enemies. Dug through 1,000 years of dirt and wasn't the least bit winded, and ran from country to country without exhaustion. There's also Hammer Space, which I don't know what that is. Do you?
Hammer Space?
Yeah.
Mallet Space. Is a fan-envisioned extra-dimensional instantly accessible storage area in fiction. Oh, so kind of like the fucking magic satchel for Deadpool.
Oh, that. Keep forgetting that cartoon characters keep stuff on their person with any sort of pockets for no reason. He also has powerful lungs, in which he can breathe in the vacuum of outer space, and his screams can injure ears and stun people to where they can't move. Oh yeah, he also has Super Scream. It's a stronger version of a sun-shattering scream. He sends opponents underground, assuming they're durable enough to even survive this, and can destroy his house. When used, Courage puts all of his power into his lungs and screams bloody murder for almost an entire minute. He also has self-body control.
Not only does Courage have elastic limbs and ears, but he can also use his tongue like a third hand, such as slingshotting himself or using it to divert a train before it can run him over. Then there's also his shapeshifting. He's able to take on forms of weapons, characters, animals, clouds, vehicles, and even inanimate objects. Can make his body two-dimensional, can perfectly replicate someone's voice when impersonating them. Very useful in combat, since he can use his shapeshifting to confuse enemies and, as previously turn into weapons. He has visibility for some reason, can remove souls by performing an exorcism dance, an attack reflection, an enhanced sense of smelling and hearing, which he can sniff the air to track opponents down in objects. I mean, he's a dog, obviously. And heard a faraway man snoring at the top of his castle. He also has a size manipulation. He can shrink himself by going inside laundry machines, and he also knows karate. He fought evenly against the full Empress of China in fisticuffs and beat the living crap out of 2 bodyguards. He has non-physical interaction, can touch spirits, clouds, smoke, gas, and even sounds. His immersion, he can go inside picture frames and travel through them, able to center phone lines and pop out of telephones, and can also enter computers. He has astral projection, which requires courage to calm himself and then meditate. Turns into a spirit and can enter the minds of other people in this state. Whatever courage can do in the real world, he can do it in the astral plane as well. There's also summoning, able to call his friends, who are also dogs, for help. They will rush into the battlefield area in groups and loyally fight by courage aside no matter what, and can get Mr. House for assistance as well, in exchange for $5 in cheese. Remind me who? Oh wait, I misread that. It's Mr. Mouse. Who's Mr. Mouse?
Mr. Mouse. Courage. Oh, this fucking guy.
Oh, that Mr. Mouse. I forgot about him.
And there's also Cats, which is obviously the red cat.
You mean that one guy that basically ran a hotel to control, or does the most insane scientific crap that ever exists, like making candy?
Either that, and also turning people into inanimate objects. And also the fact that he's like, no dogs allowed.
I mean, why is Cats even like that, anyways? I mean, I get that he's a cat, and cats and dogs don't really get along with each other, but still, there has to be a logical backstory behind this.
He's like a major antagonist for Courage. And apparently, he was in the crossover as the main antagonist of Straight Outta Nowhere, Scooby-Doo meets Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Oh, of course. Oh yeah, his resistances. He has mind manipulation, which he resisted the temptation to eat flan despite being hypnotized in doing so, alongside the entire town of Nowhere and potentially the planet, and controlled his urges to lick the god bone, which forces dogs to lick it until they die. Oh god, I remember the flan episode. It was from that one guy that forced everybody to eat flan by airing his commercials to broadcasts.
Yeah, and judging by that, like, you've said his equipment involved what exactly?
I'm sorry?
His equipment involved yo-yos, pocket watches, computer, which, of course...
Oh yeah, he has basically more than one item at his disposal. He carries a baseball bat, a nail bat, a sword, an axe, a jackhammer, mallet, chainsaw, frying pan, pies, crossbow, drill, and a blowtorch. He also carries a flashlight, a slingshot, marbles, a spring-loaded boxing glove, a ray gun, originally belonging to the evil chicken, which shoots out energy beams. Once hit at an opponent, it will turn them into a lifeless object. Turn an airplane into a toy one. Turn a mountain into an East Island head. And turn the chicken into a roast turkey. Like you said, he carries a yo-yo and a pocket watch.
And,
For some reason, once one girl.
and of course, the pocket space also having this.
What am I looking at?
The stuff that he pulls out of his pocket space, a whale and a...
Oh yeah, he's digging into his skin to get it out.
which is basically the hammer space of his.
For some reason, whenever he swings around a yo-yo, whoever looks into either will be hypnotized. For some reason, he can turn He can turn people into small, weak animals. Can make people believe they're a different thing or revisit their past lives, and hypnotize all of nowhere to stop eating flan. He also carries a giant vacuum. It was powerful enough to suck the Statue of Liberty all the way to Kansas. His explosives is comprised of TNT sticks, dynamite boxes, TNT barrels, and detonators. He can disguise them as something else, such as a beef jerky. He also has a plunger gun, which kind of works like a grappling hook. Well, works just like a grappling hook. It's also used for support, either letting him go up far distance or grab objects, even if they're far away, and it's strong enough to support Muriel's weight. Then there's also paintings. He can drop these and throw them at opponents to trap them inside. Of course, there is the God Bone. And then he has a computer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he doesn't really use it into battle. He just searches it to find any information that can help him with. It's in order of an old-fashioned desktop computer Courage logs into whenever he needs answers to a question or how to deal with an opponent. It also has a mind of its own, often acting sarcastic towards Courage and calling him names, most notably a twit. It does give him a lot of useful information on his foe and list their weaknesses. It's able to scan photos and identify them, able to possess others by forcing its wires into the back of someone's head and uploading its personality into their bodies. If need be, Courage can enter the computer to go into cyberspace or even potentially toss his opponent in there. With that being said, it must be plugged in to work, and much like an ordinary computer, it is invulnerable to viruses. There's also instant quicksand, instant eel, heavy plumes. God damn, how much is this? There's a kangaroo monster bone fragment, which turned Courage into a skyscraper-sized kangaroo monster, thus massively boosting his strength. It even grows a pouch that he can pull items out of. A slingshot and croissants that are so delicious that anybody who eats them will want more. And you can also source stuff in there, too. Which doesn't make sense because only female kangaroos have pouches. Then there's also the Magic Tree of Nowhere, a purple tree who grants any wish or desire. When Muriel wished for a new oven, it instantly appeared. When Courage wished for a real construction vehicle, it popped out of nowhere.
And
No pun intended. No pun intended. I swear I did not need to make a pun on this.
You didn't make a pun, and apparently when Muriel wished for her and Courage to see a movie, it caused a projector to form on the trees out of the tree's branches.
Yeah, he also has a Scooby-Doo gear in a spacesuit, obviously used for space travel, built in with an anchor that functions like a grappling hook, which can pull Courage to safety. It may be redundant, considering Courage can breathe in the vacuum of space without it being perfectly fine. He also knows acrobats, like he was able to do 16 backflips in one go without breaking a sweat, and dodge Mr. Zalos' cannonballs with swift parkour moves. And there's also some resistances. Like I said, mind manipulation. There's also heat. He wasn't affected by the heat of the sun and its core at all. Went through Earth's core unharmed and ate a dragon's fire and blew it back. For ice, he was frozen solid after falling into a frozen lake only to free himself. His mind is still conscious when frozen. He can make a light bulb appear above his head to thaw himself out. His tongue can melt ice too. And there's also the aging hacks. He, Miriam, and Eustace were the only ones unaffected after Earth was sent 1,000 years into the future, where everything drastically aged. Wait, who did that exactly?
No clue. Also, regarding equipment, he apparently also has equipment to fight fucking vampires. Courtesy of that one.
There was comics of Courage that existed too?
Yep. And he also had models, which he used against Deuces to make him trip into the water so he wouldn't chop down the magic tree of nowhere. So yeah, this Courage seems to have a fuck ton of equipment on him.
Well, there is his feats as well. He screamed loud enough to shatter the sun into pieces, held a star above his head with his bare hands. This was made by Star Maker, a species of squid aliens who can create multiple stars at once. Even the babies can make stellar constellations. Muriel stated that they were responsible for the stars in the heavens above. He could physically injure Eustace Bag, who was only irritated after getting caught in a fire explosion that turned him into a constellation, as well as a bit from the Shadow, who turned into a starry sky. The latter is a large star level feat, which is very consistent with the other feats on this list. He destroyed a spaceship with that would withstood destroyed a spaceship that withstood the force. Hang on. That withstood the force of moving Saturn's asteroid ring by crashing into it. Also destroyed his house with a scream, which can which was undamaged after the Earth was hit by an asteroid hard enough to make it spin around the sun. On par with Robot Randy, who stumped a robot that should be comparable to one who destroyed an entire mountain with a single blast. Repaired the ozone layer with a needle, don't ask. Can walk around with a blue whale stashed in his non-existent pockets and casually lifted above him. Mature blue whales can weigh around anywhere between 110,000 pounds to 330,000 pounds. Besides being changed, he uprooted a massive tree and casually walked around with it on his back. Lifted several weights, became oh my god. Became muscular in no time flat, and ripped metal doors off of a wall. Kerry uses his truck, which the average pickup truck typically weighs 1,000 kilograms. How much is 1,000 kilograms?
Oh, let's see
In
here.
pounds, I mean.
Let's see here. How much? 1,000 kilograms? Oh, not much. Just 2,204.62 pounds.
Damn. He held the godbone above him, swung it around, and sliced it through a metal ceiling. Has dug through caves and can shoot through doors, walls, floors, and steel. Pumped a water well. Oh my god. Pumped a water well so hard he created a tidal wave. Bit through a leash that wasn't damaged by a flamethrower, chainsaw, and a chemical explosion. Cracked parts of the Great Wall of China. With a pickaxe, he split a frozen lake into tiny chunks, and his strength matches his durability, as he can injure himself and those who can hurt him. For his durability, no soul getting shot into outer space, crashing through the moon hard enough to leave a large hole, and getting slammed down to Earth by a giant alien. This alien is strong enough to smack a meteor with a tennis racket and make it hit Earth hard enough to spin around the sun repeatedly. This appears to be a dwarf star level feat. Was jammed into a rocket launcher and shot across the planet, only to immediately get back up unscathed upon landing. Was completely unfazed from the scorching heat of the sun, as well as its core. The sun's surface has an average temperature of 5,778 Kelvin, whereas the core is 15,700,000 K. Tank getting bashed through several planets, took massive beatings from Mecha Courage, a robot designed to be superior to him in every way possible, and also survived its destruction, which was an explosion that engulfed the Coliseum they were in. Came out of an airplane crash with only his fur slightly messed up, was an explosion that destroyed a bank, survived a nuclear explosion that vaporized a hen house he was in, survived a curb stomp battle against his enemies in a ball of revenge, withstood an RPG shot, took a beating from Valkyries in Valhalla, followed by getting launched out of the tower, regularly handles and getting strangled by Eustace, ran from the surface of the sun to its core in 8 seconds. The 8 seconds come from the timer of Courage's spaceship in the episode Mission to the Sun. Our distance here is the radius of the sun, which is 695,510 kilometers, 695,510 times 8 equals to, oh my god, 86,938.5 kilometers per second, or 29% of the speed of light, which means Courage can run that fast. This is both a strength and durability feat as well. assuming Courage weighs 50 pounds, which is the average weight for medium-sized dogs. This is 22.6,796 kilograms. And since he had to move 8,600,000. No, wait, that's not a million. Okay, let me just show you it. This is from the speed feat. Let me just show you.
All right.
Here's the speed feat.
This is from the Death Battle Wiki, yes? Or the Death
It's
Battle
the
Fan
Fanon
Wiki?
Wiki.
The Fanon
Yeah.
Wiki?
Yes. Yes.
8 seconds come core from the timer. Courage mission to sun. Distance here is raised to 695,510 kilometers. 86,938.75 kilometers for 29% speed light. Surge
Give the reporter
courage weighs is 50 pounds, which is a visual average weight for a medium-sized dog. It's 22.6796 kilograms, and since he had to move it, this would give us 9.15251986 plus 16 joules, or 21.9 megatons. This is as powerful as the most United States nuclear weapons.
He pedaled the space. Huh?
Holy fucking shit, that is a lot of numbers.
You think that's insane? He pedaled a spaceship that flew from Earth to Saturn in a matter of seconds, even zooming past the sun. This is a massively FTL plus feat. He dodged a laser from the evil chicken as well as it from its offspring. Kept up with the Shadow, who flew into deep space within a second. With his telescope, he kept track of a spaceship that was moving through the solar system at rapid speeds. Reacted to a speeding meteor quickly enough to accurately launch a hook to it. Dodged lightning even though he had his back turned. The typical lightning bolt moves around 224,000 miles per hour. In the span of seconds, he ran all the way from Kansas to Tibet, to India, to Paris, and then back to Kansas. It's faulty to assume that this was done over the course of days and through transportation, as he was in a rush to save Muriel. He was faster than Eustace, who walked around the Earth in less than an hour. Moved a family of deer out of the way before Eustace could shoot them with Big Bob, his high-tech laser gun. Dodged a blast from King Ghidorah. King Ghidorah? What?
Hang on. When did he dodge? Okay. Courage. Dodge a blast from King Ghidorah.
There's no way that is real.
King Ghidorah was in an episode. There's an image of them playing a Godzilla movie in the show.
Oh man. What about King Ghidorah? Did he?
Apparently, he shows up in a. Okay, King Ghidorah. He's on the Courage Wiki. Let's see here. He first appears in Courage in the big stinking city. Courage opens door in the abandoned building, and Ghidorah is behind it, giving a loud roar, which scares Courage. And nowhere TV when LeQuack turns on the television that shows Ghidorah shooting out fire. He appears again in the tower of Dr. Solost, and he is shown roaring on the Bags' TV. In season 3, the last episode he was featured in is Feature Business. When Eustace was tasting a treat from Mira's fish platter, he immediately spat out the food, chewed up the floor on the chewed up food flew on the TV screen as we could see King Ghidorah blasting gravity beams from his mouth.
Can you at least send an image of it?
I don't know if I can find said image. Let me see here. King Ghidorah Courage. What the fuck?
What?
Like, there's the fact that Ghidorah was in fucking Courage. It says a lot.
Can I see the image?
Well, I can't find the one where he's blasting gravity beams, but I did find him where Courage was behind one of the doors, or Ghidorah was behind one of the doors.
Oh, they didn't actually animate him. It was in that one episode where Courage was going through doors to find Eustace and Muriel, wasn't it? It was in the Hotel Cats episode, right?
Mm-hmm. But I'm not seeing a episode of where it shot gravity beams. Okay, let me see here. It's what episode did that say?
Hotel Cats.
Fishy business. Fishy business, King Ghidorah.
I had no idea who that monster was when I was a kid and when I watched that episode. Now you tell me that was King Ghidorah.
Yeah, that was apparently King Ghidorah. Which, of course, I can't.
Off topic, which version of King Ghidorah do you like based on its design?
I mean, I like all designs, but if I had to pick what my personal favorite would be, it's always going to be the Heisei era. Especially when Ghidorah becomes Mecha King Ghidorah at the near end of the movie.
Whoa! King Ghidorah looks like he came out of a fantasy game, and he looks cool.
Well, his first appearance was in the Showa era, which is probably what they showed. Yep, judging by that freaking picture, it is the Showa era.
Man, all right. Let's get back to Courage. Let's see here. He moved he was capable of dodging range cannonballs even when tied up. Not just twice, but thrice. Caught darts with his teeth. Ran uses his trunk. Courage current level, despite being a dog, and he has solved almost every problem in the series, which normally requires outwitting clever villains, whether it be in cunning con men or even scientists. He's highly proficient. He's a highly proficient tactician. He is on the fly. He is an on the fly thinker, being capable of coming up with the complex plans in seconds. And he has quickly built life-saving devices, snuck into heavily guarded areas with little to no planning. Example banks and military bases, reprogrammed in advanced spaceships, wired Lequac's train into blowing it up, obtained oxygen while stranded underwater without gear, burping out bottles, and escaped from dangerous predicaments through unusual ways, such as melting himself or unscrewing his head. It is notoriously difficult to trick him or catch him off guard, since he is always alert and has an undying promise to never trust strangers.
By the way, I found the image of him dodging beams from Ghidorah.
Oh.
He literally fired the beam out of the TV.
Oh.
Oh my fucking god! So he scales to the Courage scales to fucking Ghidorah. Oh my god!
Oh. Okay. Let's see.
How I found this on the Reddit for Respect threads, where it has a bunch of feats for freaking Courage. He even turned into freaking Godzilla.
Oh. All right then.
Oh.
Okay, I can go on and on with this, but I'm gonna get into his weaknesses. Of course, as the title is listed, he is cowardly and very easy to scare, to the point of being scared of his own shadow on one occasion. Despite this, he is always willing to directly face his fears when problems arise, prone to panicking, causing him to scream and run instead of confronting his issues. Usually willing to save Miro's life with little to no care for his own well-being, and performing his super scream leaves him exhausted after hours.
So yeah.
Oh hey, there's also a trivia page.
So
he's one of the 7.
Just again, this is where I found most of all the fucking feats for him.
Oh.
Oh.
There's also a trivia link right here. He's also one of the 7 characters, the other characters being Muriel, Eustace, Shirley, Dr. Vindaloo, the computer, and Cats, to appear every season. He's also one of the 3 characters, the others being Muriel and Eustace, to appear in nearly every episode. He and Muriel are the only characters to be seen in every episode, as Eustace was not seen or heard in Kajun Granny Stew. Despite in the show's title, Courage is actually the bravest character on the show. He also spoke English quite often in the first season, but from the second season onward, his dialogue became increasingly limited to gibberish, mumbling and screaming, and only speaking occasionally when he really had to say something. According to his voice actor, he was a deliberate decision. This was a deliberate decision. Courage has many sounds that he's known for, such as his strange laugh at the end of some episodes. Courage's breed has often been the subject of debate. Most sources say that he's a beagle, just like Snoopy from Peanuts, but others claim that he is just a mutt or some other terrier. Courage is the only character, aside from Cats and LeQuack, who ever speaks directly to the audience. The frequency with which he does so nearly every episode makes this one of his trademark characteristics. During Courage's first flashback and remembrance of Courage past, his mother reveals his name when she calls him as he was playing with Courage. Courage's favorite food is apparently chicken dumplings. He's good at making child puppets. Okay. He also made a cameo in OKKO Let's Be Heroes crossover episode Crossover Nexus as one of the heroes defeated by Strike. He also makes a cameo as a stone statue too. According to Grapestein himself, there was a difficulty casting the character. Associate producer Risa Newworth stated 350 actors auditioned for the role before Grapestein was cast. Courage will return as one of the two titular main protagonists in the upcoming crossover direct-to-video film Scooby-Doo and Courage the Cowardly Dog, where he and his Scooby will team up, face up.
Well, we already know that film, because that film's already technically out. Also, hello, Veruca just came to say hi and I need sleep. Alright, you get some sleep then.
My god. Scooby doesn't have a chance to win this fight.
It just depends on how they're gonna composite Scooby at this point, because honestly, we don't know what they're gonna give Scooby.
As long as it's not Avocado's version of Scooby-Doo, I'm good.
Oh, and by the way, the Death Battle preview for fucking Scooby-Doo is now out.
Wait, can I see it?
Scooby-Doo Death Battle. Oh,
how is it out already? The preview. Oh wait, no, it's totally Scooby. I'm looking at. The preview is already out for Scooby.
Yep.
Where is it?
Let me just send it in the group chat for both me, Nuke, and you. So yeah, it depends on how they're gonna fucking scale Scooby. Like, if they're gonna include all the comics and all the other shows, including some of the things I mentioned before. So
leave it. I had to. Oh, the preview for Scooby. I thought you were talking about the fight.
Oh no, not yet. The fight's not there yet. But honestly, like I said, I don't know how they're gonna scale Scooby. Like, even if I pick Courage for this fight, it's basically the feeling of I won, but at what cost?
Same.
Like, there's no real victor for me. Like, this is pretty much, oh, you're sending your childhood to the fucking massacre pit.
In my honest opinion, the only person I know is going to win is Courage, because have you even seen the feats that he's went through?
Oh,
we all know it's going to be a curb
just
stomp.
from the feats from the Reddit. Okay, if there's any crazy feats that Scooby has that they're gonna give him, they might as well do it, because honestly, I don't know how they're gonna fucking scale Scooby. But so far,
as long as it's not the Scoob version of Scooby, I'm good.
I mean,
the cinematic universe of Scooby.
Oh, you mean the animated film that was supposed to get a prequel film, but didn't because, oh, look at us, we're gonna make Velma.
Yeah.
I would have rather watched the prequel. I would have rather watched the prequel film that involved kid versions of the Scooby game, literally solving their first mystery, over fucking the garbage fest that was Velma.
I'm not gonna lie, Scooby was also a disappointment too.
Hey, I at least liked it. Don't get me wrong, it's not perfect, but it brought back good characters that I enjoyed as a kid.
I understand that they were trying to do a cinematic universe with some previous Hanna-Barbera characters, but it could have gotten better.
I mean, it's not a great execution, but as a Scooby-Doo film, it's okay. It's for those who love Hanna-Barbera stuff, then that is the film for you. Still better than fucking Velma.
Yeah. All right, so I see. Thanks for having me on the prediction. I'll see you next week for the reaction.
Oh yeah, no problem. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, we got this is the childhood massacre that is going to be Scooby-Doo versus Courage. No matter who I pick, I lose regardless, because it's my childhood going to Massacreville. It basically is I won, but at what cost? Like, there's no real victor for me here. Like, it's just my childhood dying and literally me fucking losing no matter who I pick. But I digress. Let's leave on to it. Quite frankly, this was pretty much as bad as I'm now going to literally, this is how my childhood is going to be. Thanks, courtesy of the John Tronklin.
2 kids gonna die tonight.
Oh yeah, that's how bad is this childhood. I might be back later for control. Hopefully you enjoyed this prediction. I'll see you when I stream again, because quite frankly, my childhood is going to die, no matter who I pick. So, till then, your Captain of Hedge Fleet signing off. I'll see you in the next stream in a bit, so good day, everybody!